Okie dokie, folks. So I'm going to set up my stuff on the kitchen island. Typically, this is where I set things up or on a carpeted area because I'm going to be sweeping all the hard surface floors to begin with. So why put something there if I'm going to have to move it, right? And then I'm basically just making everything really workable. So I'm unpacking things to a point where I can just come and grab and seamlessly move into my next task. So the first things I roll with are my Swiffer, my toothbrush, and my scraper. Okay, so starting at one end of the level and then working your way to the other end of the level, you're going to Swiffer the outlet plates, the light switch plates, the vents. Those things all get a thin coating of sheetrock dust on them, light fixtures. And then when I prep, I go through and I pull out of all of the big stuff out of the vents as well. You want to be really careful here because there's oftentimes a lot of screws sticking out. It can scratch you or cut you very easily. So please just be very gentle and careful. And then I also pull all the stickers off of the windows, the ones that will come off easily, and I add those to the trash as well. So that's one thing I didn't grab was the trash, but I do grab that with all my other supplies as well. And then you're going to take a toothbrush and you're just going to work up all of the debris that's gotten stuck into the windowsills, including all of these areas that I'm showing here. It just makes the vacuuming so much easier. It makes the washing of the windows so much easier. So you're just going to work it back and forth. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get the initial junk that's stuck in there out. Locks are included. Those often have a lot of debris on them. It really does depend though too on the builder sometimes. And then we go ahead and open the window and we're going to toothbrush the inside part of the windowsill as well. On to the next bedroom. So I just go from room to room. I don't zigzag around the house. I start at one end of the level and work my way to the other end of the level in a very methodical way so as not to miss anything. If you zigzag around, it's just so easy to miss certain things. And then here I am again pulling things out of the vent very carefully. You see I'm not diving my hand into the vent. I'm going really carefully. Just kind of feel your way around. And then again with the windowsills, usually the sills are the last thing that I prep in a room because I've always done it the same way. So if you guys want to do the windowsills first and then do the Swiffering, do it however you want. Just have a method and stick to it. You're just so much more likely to build the muscle memory and miss much less if you stick with the same method all the time. All right, then you're gonna watch out for the locks on the windows. I just pushed in before I pulled the window open. If you don't do that, you will snap the lock right off, and those little babies are super expensive and we are responsible for them. I'm just continuing to pick up my big trash as I go. It's just easier for me to do it that way. And then I move into the bathroom. The light fixtures are something you really wanna make sure you're doing those thoroughly and make note if any of them need to be glass cleaned or wiped off with a wet micro. Here's just a up close look at how thorough to be with the light fixtures. All right, and then when you get to the tubs, sometimes they have stickers on them, sometimes they're already taken off, but go ahead and peel them off. Peeling them off slower is much better. You don't leave as much residue on the tub. And then that piece of paper, I just will throw in a drawer and leave it there. Then the next step is scraping the tubs after you are done with the Swiffering, pulling off of stickers. So this scraper could be a little bit sharper, but essentially it's the right idea. So you just take the corner of the scraper and you're gonna work it around the edge of the drain, and you're working loose any of the debris or putty or anything that's stuck in that little small space. It's just gonna make it a lot easier when you're actually washing the tub. And then I use the corner of it to lift up a little bit of that peel so I can peel that coating off of the drain cover as well. And then you're just gonna proceed with ample amount of pressure. Do not be afraid to scratch the tub. You you are not going to scratch it. And then I just make sure that I'm extremely thorough on all the horizontal surfaces on a tub or a shower. You want to just work up as much of that as you can, because we're going to sweep it after this, and then we're going to vacuum it, and then it'll be a lot cleaner and easier to scrub at that point. And then just continue with the seat, the shelves where you would put products. You're also going to find some chunks of drywall just dripped and dried on the walls that you can use the scraper for. It's not essential to remove all of them. I mean, I would say just the biggest ones that you notice. And if you're scraping and scraping, they won't come off. Just don't worry about it, because the water and soap and blue scrubby will get that stuff off just as well. And then I don't want to forget any vents. This one in particular is in the master closet that's off of the bathroom. And then once I've got all them back bedrooms done, I will get the hallway as well before I move on to the bathroom off the hallway and then the rest of this level. On to the next bathroom off of the hallway there. I'm doing the same process. I mean, I'm starting with the light switch plates, the outlet plates, the actual light fixtures themselves, and I'm being super thorough with the light fixtures. And I am trying to make a mental note here of if they do need to be hand washed in any places, because oftentimes when they're installing them, their fingerprints and a lot of sheetrock dust gets all over these. There's sticker to take off. If you do notice any sticker adhesive stuff that won't come off, do not worry. We will get to that when we wash the tub. And then sometimes you're gonna find like big chunks of things and big pieces of debris in the tubs, even in the vents. I usually try and get that stuff out of my way before I start scraping or any of that. This time in this tub, I started with the shelving first instead of the bottom. You can do either or first. It don't matter, girl. Just make sure it's done and make sure it is done right. And I usually go all the way around even these little tiny ledges all the way to the shelves, because a lot of things just get stuck in there, and it makes it so much easier when you are at the vacuuming stage to just loosen up what you can. Just gonna go to that bottom of the tub. Here's where I try to be as thorough as possible too, because this is usually where there's the most junk attached to the bottom of the tub. It really helps for the washing part of the tub if you do a thorough job here. So I'm just gonna make sure that I also plug that drain. You don't want it open, because when you're scraping, you don't want debris going down there. It's just gonna clog the drain and make your job much harder. And again, with the corner of the scraper around that drain, you're just setting yourself up for success, you know? Now the rest of the level, I do include the entryways with an upper level just because I find that I don't forget to do it then. And then I come back and I do the rest of that level. And I typically treat that big open space, the dining, living, kitchen area, as like one big circle. So I'm starting right there and then I'm coming around. So I Swiffered already, and then I set that down and just grabbed my garbage bag because I knew there was gonna be a lot of trash, just random big pieces of debris on the floor, and then inside the vents too. Y'all, for real, sometimes I find like empty coffee cups from the gas station, shoe tins. It's nasty. Okay, here's an up close of this lock thing again. So push in, unlock, push in, lock. You see how that works. Random pieces of this cardboard, just fold it up, stick it in the garage. If the whole house is lined with it, then you're gonna wanna time yourself because we charge hourly to remove all this paper. And then just do your best with any lights that are hanging over an entryway like this, where you're gonna need to be on an upper level just to reach them. Be safe. And like I said, just get it the best you can. You can only do what you can do. I do not want you guys putting yourself in danger or stepping on ledges or anything that is unsafe. With the ones that you can reach on the same level, I always start from the ceiling and work my way down the light just so I don't miss anything. You're going to want to get these obviously just as thoroughly as any other bathroom light fixture, just for the whole dust factor. And then just make note of whatever you need to possibly glass clean. I think I did glass clean these at the end. Okay, and then we're almost done here. So lastly, it's just these last tracks. Being that this one's a slider, it's just got a little bit wider of a track and there's more to toothbrush. Just make sure you're getting all those areas super thoroughly. And then the door stopper part, that comes out too. So don't forget to pop that thing out and then toothbrush under there. And sometimes you'll actually have to toothbrush the door stopper itself, just depending on how much crud is on it. And then just continue with the other side of this door. Now, being that there's a deck already built on this house, I did open the door here and do the inside part, but normally there's not decks on the new construction houses, and the door is actually screwed shut so you can't open it for safety reasons. So, don't worry about the inside of it on any other scenario. All right, not the best lighting here, but you get the picture. I'm just taking off all the stickers. All right, last task on the level here. I'm not going to show the whole thing because
I don't even need to do that. You guys already know how to do that. It's done.